Andy Ruiz entertains the idea of fighting Deontay Wilder, but says he has to get past Anthony Joshua first. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. TMZ Sports has an interview with Andy Ruiz, and the new heavyweight champion of the world, unified Andy Ruiz, really shook shit up, beating Anthony Joshua. I know he could do it. I knew it was a bad stylistic matchup for Joshua. Check out my video talking about that and telling you these things on 7 reasons. The video's still up. Now, Andy Ruiz is living like a rock star, and TMZ had a video. He's signing a bunch of autographs. This has to be a great feeling from Andy Ruiz, and I'm really happy for Andy Ruiz just because life throws you lemons and you never know it's going to go. His trainer just recently did an interview with ESPN Deportes, and he said that Ruiz, both financially, like economically, financially, and also like, you know, just boxing, he was kind of considering hanging up the gloves, like things weren't going his way. He wasn't happy in his top ranked deal. Didn't feel like he was being moved. You know, he was left for dead and nobody was doing anything with him because he lost maybe to Joseph Parker and they didn't see, you know, the market. Then, you know, he decided to hang on and give it one last go. And now he has this Mexican Rocky type story. This is like when Jose Cito Lopez knocked out Victor Ortiz, broke his jaw and stuff like that. But it's amplified by 100 because of the magnitude of who Anthony Joshua was built up as. If you look at the David and Goliath, like just physically, Andy Ruiz is a lot smaller than Joshua. Joshua looks the part, those types of things. This was his American debut, and then Ruiz went out there and upset the apple cart. So I'm really happy for him. It's good to see the fans getting behind him. And he talked about fighting Deontay Wilder. He said that's the game plan, you know, to do that. But first he has to get past Anthony Joshua. Eddie Hearn come up the other day and said that Anthony Joshua is going to exercise his right to a rematch clause. I think personally that is extremely dangerous for not Andy Ruiz, but Anthony Joshua, because Joshua is hit or miss, one shot, one kill, do or die. He has to prove this is a fluke. If it's another Orlando Salido, Juanma Lopez, another David Price versus Tony Thompson, then Joshua is never going to be regarded as the same, because you know how it goes, you know, in boxing. He's right now, people were talking about, you know, 2 weeks ago, Joshua and Wilder, Joshua and Tyson Fury, Joshua Ortiz, and he's considered, you know, he was considered by some to be the top guy in the division. He was definitely part of the big 3, so you could consider that gone if Andy Ruiz can prove that this ain't no fluke and beats him again or beats him worse. And that's going to be bad, like, you know, if he gets knocked out, because he already got knocked down 4 times. So it's a must-win situation and scenario for Anthony Joshua. Ruiz still doesn't have much pressure on him because, you know, people are going to say, oh, it was a fluke and stuff like that. All the pressure's back on Joshua. I don't know why they would make this decision that quick, 2 days after the fight, to exercise it and then make it a public issue. But we'll see when they announce it, where it's going to be and that type of thing. So I don't want to look too much past that. But Andy Ruiz, if he gets past Joshua again, that's going to solidify who he is as a fighter, tell us what we need to know. And the Wilder fight has become huge. Ruiz, if he could beat Joshua again, that's going to be huge. It's just a different type of fight. And boxing is weird like that. 1 minute we're talking about Joshua versus Wilder. Now we're talking about a potential Wilder versus Ruiz. And if he could two-peat and beat Joshua, then that's going to be great for Al Heyman, and it's going to be great for Ruiz and great for Wilder, because now he has a brand new dance partner. He don't have to worry about Eddie Hearn, and it's an easier fight to facilitate, much easier fight to facilitate, because it would be a Al Heyman, PBC, Showtime, Fox type of deal, and they can cut out the middleman, they don't have to worry about DAZN, Eddie Hearn, Barry Hearn, none of that. And then as far as the fight, if he could show that he could beat Joshua twice, then Ruiz, there's nothing you can say. Some people are saying, oh, Joshua was spooked, you know, this bad sparring with Joey Dweco. He had a panic attack. So if Ruiz does it again, there's nothing anyone can say. Ruiz is the man even more so, and he's solidified because he'll prove it's not a fluke. So I can't wait. I can't wait. The implications are huge. And then as far as Wilder versus Ruiz, it's a whole different fight because now Andy Ruiz will be, if he can beat Joshua again, which I would favor him again, he is now solidified. And now we're talking about the Mexican, Hispanic, Mexican American demographic versus a black fighter. And Deontay Wilder is just going to bring a ton of fans. And, you know, hopefully it doesn't get out of hand where, like, you know, people leave ignorant comments and stuff like that and take it outside of the scope of boxing. But that would be a big fight. You could put that anywhere in the West Coast, and that would be huge. You could put it in Texas, AT&T Stadium. You could put it in Vegas. You have so many options. I mean, you could do the Barclay, too. Any of these options, I think it's a big fight. Andy Ruiz, he would probably bring in a lot of Mexican-American fan base as well as just regular American. I'm an Andy Ruiz fan, you know. So a lot of people like Andy Ruiz. I'm a Wilder fan. I just like good boxing, good people, good stories. And those are two guys that got it out the mud. So Ruiz obviously has to rest with his family, do some of this PR stuff and keep his brand growing and high and just enjoy the fruits of his labor. Take some time off and then, you know, have his team figure out the business with the rematch with AJ. But if he does the business, that Wilder fight, oh my gosh, that is going to become huge, especially if Wilder goes through Luis Ortiz again and beats him. I don't know if they would even cancel the Tyson Fury fight. You know, we got to see what Tyson, I mean, I don't know. Like boxing, we can't even look too far ahead because these underdogs are coming this year. We have seen upsets galore in all fighting sports. Bellator, Michael Venom Page knocked out, right? Aaron Pico knocked out. Rose got slammed on her head, you know. Masvidal knocked out Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, right? You've seen TJ Dillashaw drop in weight, get knocked out, then fail PED's test, right? Tyron Woodley just lost. Right, it's going crazy. And then even in boxing, I know there's another one in the UFC I missed out. There was Darren Till got knocked out. You look at boxing, Jared Hurd beat Erislandy Lara, but lost to a guy that people wrote off in terms of J-Rock because he had been knocked out by Charlo, and he looked real good in that fight. Joshua just lost. Upset City, you know. We're seeing these upsets all throughout boxing. You know, Isaac Dogboe promised he would win the rematch, and then he lost. You know, we're just seeing some crazy stuff happen. Kovalev, it looked like he was done because he got stopped by Leader Alvarez, and then he saves his name with his performance in the rematch and looks really good with Buddy McGirt. You know, it's like this is what I love boxing for. Theater of the unknown. You don't know what to expect. You really don't. Katie Taylor, I thought she lost to undefeated Delphine Persons. We are getting some real life upsets and drama in boxing. So I think Wilder and Ruiz would be a big fight, especially if all goes well in their next couple of fights. Yeah, so watch the interview. TMZ be asking some slick shit. They gonna ask Andy Ruiz, hey, if you got invited to the White House, man, would you go? Knowing he's the first ever Mexican heavyweight and Donald Trump's in the office building walls and all this shit. Andy Ruiz played it off smooth, though. He said, I'm going to the Mexican White House. He ain't trying to see no Trump. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.